truthfully, animals don't really need shelter. Why do we put animals in barns? Anybody tell me? Anybody have a guess why we have big barns to grow animals in? Yeah, a little bit of predator, because it's easy. It's easy for the human. It's not that it's better for the animals. It's easier for the farmer. So today in America, since Richard Nixon in the 70s told the farmers to go big or get out, they went big. So now we have CAFOs, confinement feeding operations. We're feeding in a chicken barn. They can have 100,000 chickens in one barn. You want to talk about a recipe for disease? So now we're talking about vaccinations. Now we're talking about using more drugs, inputs to keep that animal alive. Why do we need to keep an animal alive? Because they're living in crappy environments. Out here, fresh air. Do we still have issues sometimes? Yep, we still have animals that die. We lost a calf a week or two back. We don't even know what happened, still don't know, and things die. That's the reality. But I gotta tell you, our animals are a lot more resilient, living outdoors, fresh air, sunshine, getting moved on a fresh grass, constantly. It's a totally different way of farming. It's much more labor intensive, as Jules will attest, there are 20,000 steps a day. But for us, we're not doing this for cheap quality product. We're doing this because this is literally regenerating the land. We think it's good for the animals, and we think it's good for our health. And so one of the reasons that we started this back in 2020, during COVID, nobody was talking about health. There's talking about a lot of other things, but nobody's talking about what we eat, being outside, being out in the sunshine, being active. It wasn't a conversation. And so for us, we were skeptical, you know, like, isn't this what we're supposed to be doing out here? Being out in the sun, you know, working? So the same thing is true with our animals. So that's why all of our animals are raised outdoors. The cattle in the wintertime, they're out here. They're out here and they thrive in it, to be honest with you. They do good out here. If you put animals in a barn, what happens is you get moisture. Once you get that moisture, then you start having problems if you don't have good airflow. Animals get sick, pneumonia, then things really will die if you don't start hitting them with a bunch of drugs. So talk about drugs a second. We're not against drugs or the use of medicine. We're against the broad application of it. If we have a sick animal, we're going to do what we think is right to treat that animal to save its life.
You're not treating it for ounces at the
Yep. Yeah. So conventionally raised animals, they're putting antibiotics in the water, they're putting it in the feed, and they're giving them shots. And now we have this point where we have antibiotic resistance. So we start playing God with nature and things go sideways. So we aren't trying to fight Mother Nature, we're trying to work with her, and that's how we're raising our animals.